Hello, this is Shawn1113, hosting the Shawn1113 podcast show. Thank you for listening, wherever you may be, on places like Anchor by Spotify itself, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and all podcasts that are available. With that, let's get started. Actually, with that Prescott contract, $160 million, and I have to wonder, is Dallas paying too much for him, or they had too much to lose? But if Prescott went somewhere else, did they get too much, or they had too much to lose? And that's what I want to tell Dallas Cowboys fans out there. If Dak Prescott is worth that kind of money, and especially coming off an injury this year, injury season 2020-2021. So we'll find out if it's worth the investment, or like the Deshaun Watson deal. Is he worth the investment for Houston right now? Is he worth the 4 first round draft picks that Watson is asking for to go somewhere else from Houston? I don't know. We'll find out about that. Also, the NBA, the Leonard incident. I have not seen the racial slur on the alleged one, but it does expose once again how hypocritical the NBA has become to itself, and it's eating on itself now. And they deserve it. They deserve it. Like it's like you go to bed like a soft foam pillow, or something that you're comfortable. You go to bed with something comfortable, and or on a couch, and you feel comfortable with it, and you sit on it, you're comfortable, and you lay on it, you're comfortable with that chair or that bed. But now it's like now when you go to that bed or couch, when you sit on it or lay on it, you might as well have a bunch of razors on top of that. That's what I think about the NBA right now, with their hypocritical ways, in my opinion. Okay, it's not even no longer a basketball league, it's a political league, in my opinion. Really and truly. I have kind of a story to tell you, a hotel story that I've been thinking about for a little bit. But first, I am definitely considering for the fall. Now, Sean Steele's NFL picks have been on YouTube for quite some time. For anybody who's been on YouTube, I've had my prediction for the NFL season for a long time. I am seriously considering, and I'm going to make my decision for quite some time, not before then, but I am seriously considering putting all my NFL predictions for 2021-2022 NFL season and the college football season on the podcast you're listening right now. Simple as that. I'll give you the decision, but I'm definitely considering doing podcasting more than I do YouTube at the moment. Because the algorithm in YouTube is starting to get pretty freaking weird. And I'm not even talking about politics. I'm talking about in general. So in my opinion, I'm definitely considering podcasting my shows, my NFL Sean Steele, and transferring to there, to be perfectly honest with you. And also sometimes if I want to talk about political stuff like BitChute and Rumble and Gab and all the other ones, and MeWe, definitely considering going to those channels and putting some of my content there for 2021 as well. I'm going to give you a little bit of a hotel story. I've been in the hospitality business since I was 15 years old, and any of you know that it can get wild. It can get pretty wild. One Wednesday night, I'm not going to put names or anything, with the name of the hotel and all that stuff. One Wednesday night, I was called down. I was called down on the walkie-talkies. One of the front desk clerks comes to me and says, and he says, there's a woman that is very drunk. Can you take her, escort her to her room safely? Well, he gets escorted to his room. Now, about two or three other workers as well. It was a very quiet Wednesday night. White, by the way. And this woman is, well, let's say she was inebriated. She was drunk. Drunk. And if you have to be, and by the way, as a note, if you have to be drunk on a Wednesday night in the middle of a hump day, instead of the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, I think if you're getting slosh in the mid, if you're getting inebriated or slosh or getting drunk on Wednesday in the middle of the week, that's kind of a little sad, isn't it? In my opinion, it really is. So one day I'm going up there, so I'm taking this guest, and she is hammered like nobody's business. Um, as I'm taking her there, I said, "There you go, ma'am. Go." And as I get the door, she all of a sudden strips her clothes off. Her clothes off. And I'm taking her to the bed so she can go to sleep for the entire evening. So you can, sleep off of it. But she all of a sudden just, ooh, I mean, it's hard to describe except she goes over there, goes naked. All of a sudden, I said, "Ma'am, don't, do not touch me, please. You're trying to touch me, and I'm working. I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose my job under those circumstances." And and then it was crazy. Yeah, and then in hindsight, it should have been it should have called the cops for it. So it should have been better judgment there. But the woman is completely naked. I can see pretty much everything. She and then the other guy goes up to try to get her, and he does the same. She does the same thing. The other guy the same thing. The front desk clerk the same thing. Same thing. The engineer, so is the engineer and the maintenance person. Engineer, maintenance person, what have you, houseman, what have you. And like I said, she couldn't even. She goes nuts. She goes completely nuts. Almost gets naked in front of the lobby area. So that was kind of wild. And then another night, I'm gonna give you another story in a little while about a situation that ended up being very crazy. But most of the wild stories came at night. Um, but it's great. But like I said, being in the hotel business, you get the be in the hotel business, be in the hospitality business and the restaurant business, you get some wild stories. And let me tell you, there will be another story in the near future about something else that completely different, in my opinion, completely different. So with that and next week also, going into next week, about early next week when the brackets come for March Madness, the NCAA basketball tournament, I will be taking my predictions here on this channel and on this podcast. So you'll be able to hear it then. So thank you for listening wherever you may be. Be safe and stay encouraged.